Hello, my beautiful little lovelies. I love you all. Okay, so this is a video about narcissism. Okay, so this is how a narcissist actually works. Okay, this particular person in my life, who I'm not going to name, obviously, came to me, and in her time of need, she. I went to her. She was a friend of mine, and she needed help, so I went to her. Okay, so she let me down, big time. Okay, and how she did that was, I mean, I was in need at that time. I had things going on in my life, and but I was broke. I didn't have any money. I was really in a bad way, and I said, can you help me out? And she basically told me no. Simple as that. No, I'm not going to help you out. So then she was bragging about all of this kind of spice that she was smoking with this guy that she was with, and all of this stuff that she was going through, and blah 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 blah, and like, yeah, this and yeah that, and look how great my life is, and look how fantastic I'm living my life. And then she fucking messages me out of the blue. I just said, look, fuck you then, yeah? I was there for you when you needed me, yeah? I was fucking there for you, yeah? And like, I saved, basically, she took an overdose, and I fucking saved her that day, and I fucking went out of my way to fucking, to do that, and I bought a whole new bed. I bought like all of this. That's irrelevant. It's just that when I went out of my way to help her, obviously I put myself into that situation, and I helped her because she was a friend of mine. Now, narcissists don't give a fuck about that. So she just went off with this guy and just smoked all of this spice and shit, and just fucking spending all of this money while I'm sitting at home broke as shit, like not even being able to fucking afford food, yeah? And she couldn't even like give me a tenner or something like that to buy shopping or something. She'd just spend like 50 quid on spice and just smoke that with her fucking shithead whatever. And then she messages me. Now, I know after the fucking thing that she went mental, right? So I had a lot of heart to go out to that as well. But after that situation, she was really rude to me as well. I deleted those messages, and I deleted the account as well. I blocked the account and deleted the messages, because I don't want those memories as well. That's the important thing here. I don't need that shit in my life. And then out of a sudden, she's got a new fucking Facebook account, and she's messaged me again. And the message begins, just curious, why did we fall out this year back around April time? Well, first of all, it wasn't last year, it was this year. And it was roughly around February. So I'm just like, okay, I know that she's a scatterbrain, and she just asked a question. Now, here's the thing, guys. If you're doing like this whole narcissism, no contact shit with people and narcissists in your life, and believe me, you may not have just one or two, you might have a fucking whole family of narcissists around you, in which case, I feel for you too. Because you're going through this shit the same as me. And she messaged me, curious as to why we fell out. There's holes in her head that she just can't remember. So I filled her in. Because you let me down. And you went off with some douche and smoked a shit ton of spice. And this is where her narcissism truly manifests. Because then she starts talking like this. Not really. I'm doing a funny accent. Should I just talk normally? I don't want to do a stupid accent. I feel like that's kind of like sinking down to kind of like a pathetic level of... Okay, not really. I just couldn't make time to be punctual at your whim. This is bullshit. Like, she lived in the other side of the country, and she could have wired me a tenner. Do you know what I mean? It's nothing. And it wasn't even, that was irrelevant as well. Like, this money situation thing, or like meeting up again, and all of this stuff that we were talking about at the time. And then she's like, I'm late for everything, everywhere. You weren't of any exception. I'm like, yeah, well, you know, as soon as that line in particular, you weren't of any exception, it's the devaluing. She, you know, devalue, like anyone who's like got besties and this, that and the other, like they value some friends other than others, right? I despise that kind of dichotomy anyway. But we all have our favourites, I suppose. And she's like, oh, I was no exception. Okay, fine. So, you know, you're continuing to fuck me off now as well. I can't deal with time and getting to places on time. I completely understand that. You have mental health issues, and I'm absolutely on board with your mental health issues. It's why I came out of my way to fucking help her. Yeah? Because I know that she was fucked up. She at least admitted, I fucked up with that guy, sure, because I didn't know what else to do with him whilst here. Now, I have a feeling that he was just another abuser in her life. So, I'm not gonna, like, go into her mistakes with her abusers. Because they're abusing her, you know, situation being that she's fucking a few slices short of a loaf. And a few days, a week later, we could have met, but we had been arranging it for months, and she still hadn't come through for me. And in February, when I was on my fucking ass, and I was freezing to death, and I was fucking hungry, and I fucking didn't have anybody, and I just moved to a new town, and I didn't know anybody, and she was like my only fucking friend, and she let me down so badly. What was a week gonna change? And it's just, the thing is, they just want to string you on. They want to just get into your kind of heart space. They want to guilt trip you. So she's like, you know, oh, if only you hadn't have overreacted, we could have met up a week later. You're pissed off because I couldn't meet the constraints of time. So she's projecting straight away that I was pissed off. But she's projecting it about something that she can be right about, like the constraints of time, rather than the fact that she's not capable of being able to carry out the particular tasks I asked her to do. Do you see what I mean? So she was incapable of being able to follow through with the things that I asked her to do. Like, can you be there for me? Like, let's arrange it. At one point, I even offered to pay for her bus ticket to come and see me in the town that I was living in, just because I didn't know anybody there, and I was feeling really alone, and I didn't know what to do. So like, I would have paid for her bus ticket to get there, and I was feeling completely like, you know, I'm done with this. I didn't mean or even know I was letting you down, and I got really pissed off over myself of that, and there you go. Victimization, like playing the victim now. She's like, oh, I blame myself. I blame myself for what happened. You know, oh, poor me. Look at what I'm going through now. I'm a tortured soul. You need to be honest. I need to be honest. Bitch, I am nothing but honest to everyone I ever fucking meet. To a fault. To the point where a lot of people who would possibly be my friends are not my friends because I'm very honest with them about stuff. And I'm like, no. You know, and I as hard as it is, you know, and it's fucking hard because, you know, they'll just cut your fucking eye out, you know, and fuck the eye hole. The truth hurts, and sometimes it will set you free as well. Were the conversations we had meaningful? Was it something that you genuinely meant? Was anything we talked of had any meaning or emotion or effect, or was it just meaningless? Fucking computer. Or was it just meaningless? Let's just fuck her off and leave things be. Well, we were in a very brief relationship, and it was a very brief relationship, and anybody that I've been with. Whether they're friends or whether they're very kind of marginally kind of like romantic kind of relationships. Yeah, I've loved everybody in my own way, like as much as a kind of a broken heart can. I've tried, you know, to love as much as I can. So, you know, her asking was it real is, again, you know, devaluing what I put into the relationship by saying was it meaningless, or was it meaningless, and she's trying to get me to sort of justify that. Because she says, because I can't tell. And this is the thing, her mental health issues aside, she's like, I can't tell, not just with you, but with anyone. And I know what that is like, feeling like you don't know who you can trust or where you can turn to, and that is exactly why the fuck I turned to her in the first place, and she let me down, and she doesn't see it. And I can't fill in that gap for her. Do you see what I mean? Because if I explain it and I connect the dots, all that will happen is she'll just come up with some other bullshit. So I'm leaving that completely disconnected because I want her to be able to at least be able to connect the dots that she fucked me over. Then she expects me to come running back to her again. It's a typical narcissistic game. And she said, I didn't smoke spice. You know, I didn't do any drugs. I just bought them for him. And again, this was one of the things that I got pissed off about, because she was spending all of this money on him while I was starving and freezing to death. Do you see what I mean? Like, I was freezing to death. I was starving to death. I mean, like, if you've been following my channel, you know what I've been going through, and I've been homeless. I've been really fucked over. And I needed a friend, yeah? And she wasn't there for me at all. She spent all of her money buying spice and fucking other kinds of drugs for this dude. And like, then at the end of it, she just left me to just fucking drift, like in the cold, alone, hungry, and then complains about it that like I cut her off. And I don't like the way she's talking as well. It's so staccato, and it's so rubbish. It's so like I'm trying to like logically come to like this thing where I can kind of, you know, get you into this mold. But I get it. If I miss a certain standard or target with someone, perhaps you even, that's it. It's over and fucked to hell. It's like, I've lost my train of thought now because there's a reading that I just thought that's when they just trying to turn the tables, trying to play the victim and trying to make out like I'm the bad guy for you know, removing a toxic person from my life, like a genuinely fucking toxic person from my life, and that I was the bad person in that situation for removing that kind of toxicity from my life. And the self-deprecation as well, because narcissists are always kind of like, oh, I'm not good enough for you, I'm not good enough for anybody. And it's like, you know, okay, we all have a sense of narcissism within us, because we are all human beings. And like, there have always been times when I've gone up to like girls and guys that I know are kind of completely out of my league, and I've gone, hi, can I buy you a drink? And they've gone, no. And I've gone like, my heart is broken into 1,000 pieces and I can't fucking carry on living anymore. But like, I know that I didn't meet her expectations, and I know that I didn't meet her criteria, but that doesn't mean that I can't then go away and self-improve. So it's only on me, and even then it's like I self-improve for myself, not so I can then go back to that same girl and go, hey look, I've changed for you. Do you know what I mean? Like, hey look, I've changed. Can you be my boyfriend now? Can you be my girlfriend now? Can we like, I've gotten better. Look, I can do 1,000 sit-ups now. Like, aren't I great? And it's like, no, I do yoga for me, yeah, for my health, my life, yeah. That's why I know that when I'm failing in my life, a lot of it is to do with how I am failing at my self-care. And a lot of it is because of my mental health as well. And that's a struggle, that's a battle within me. And, you know, yeah, I mean, a hug would not go away, but I have a dog and my little baby. You're my little hug snuggles, aren't you? Come and say hello to the internet again. Come and say hello to the internet. You're my little snuggles. Look. You're my little snuggle bunny, aren't you? You give me all the love and hugs I need. Because you're my beautiful baby. Look. Yeah. You're not impressed, are you? You just want to go to sleep. Because it's morning. This is another thing. It's fucking morning. It's fucking morning time. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, I just woke up and I'm like bombarded with this message. So I don't know what this means. Blah, 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 blah. And I replied to her and I said, no, you let me down. That's what happened. Things were real while we were together, but you let me down, and that's why we fell out. That's all I said. That's why we fell out. I didn't say anything more than that. The last message I sent where things were real while we were together. You let me down. That's why we fell out. Her message to me, net replying that, fucking, it's just, oh. Stupid computer. I think I figured out what this virus is, by the way. Me. Because I've been recording all these videos. I haven't actually confirmed that though, because I haven't been, but I think I've been recording so many videos and absent-mindedly just not deleted them. So, yeah, I think that might be the reason why. But I'm still dubious. There might still be a virus on, but I'm running malware bytes. Okay, so why can't I help you again then? Well, because I don't want your help, nor need your help. Like, I have always been in a situation where I like to stand on my own 2 feet. And I know that there's a saying where you can never be an island until you accept your need for others. But apparently, needing others has always led me to the situation whereby it's always opened the door for them to turn around and go, you're too needy. And it's like, well, no, I'm not too needy. Like, I have needs. We all have needs. And if, like, Sheryl Crow can fucking figure that out, then the rest of the world can figure it out as well. Do you know what I mean? Because she's like, you know, need is love, love is need. Sometimes that's clear. Sometimes it's just a kind of way of fucking someone off and going, oh, you're too needy, I don't like you. You know, look after yourself. But I'll tell you what, yeah, when you're homeless, when you're on the streets, and you need a lot, and you realise what you need, and you realise that you need people in your life that you can depend upon, like really depend upon, who are going to be there for you when you need them. And sometimes that ends up being the most unexpected kind of people, and then you do genuinely realise that there are low life in high places. So why can't I help you again? Because I don't want your help. I thought you wanted me to see you, but didn't have enough time to get down to come see you near at the time. And I was like, nope, that's completely wrong. Because, I mean, at the time I moved towns, that was the whole point. And I wanted her to come to this new town that I was living in. And I needed her to be there for me. And she wasn't. And she you know, just that entire sentence means she's misunderstood things. And I get it. She has mental health problems. But the way that she talks as well, it's like, I'm perfect. I'm absolutely perfect. You know? Trying to create this kind of logical facade, like, despite the fact that there's clearly holes in her brain, which, at least if you can admit that you've got holes in your brain, you can kind of account for that, yeah? You're like, I've got holes in my brain, fuck, you know, like, can you fill me in what happened here? She's like, no, this is what happened. And I'm like, no, that's not what happened, because I was in a different part of the country, and it's clear that you weren't even listening to me, were you? Fuck, fine. Guess I let you down. No shit. You guess that you let me down? You did let me down. Instead of saying, I'm sorry, which would have been a fucking 2-letter apology, and it would have been at least good enough for me to open the door again in an idea of a relationship. She's then now pushed it again and said, I'm the victim here. Oh, well, I've let you down. I'm so sorry. Poor me. No amount of no amount of that would make a difference then. And then she's like, fuck. Well, enjoy your pleasure of making me feel shit over messing up and not being able to handle that situation. And thank you for that. And that is narcissism at its purest form, because then she turns it completely around and tries to make it all about her, and that I'm the bad guy, that I'm chastising her simply because I fucking cut her out of my life. Because when I needed her, she wasn't there. That means that she was basically a hole in my life. She's one of these holes in my brain, yeah? That I'm like, I don't need you in my life. You're a disgusting person. You're a disgusting person to me. You treat me like shit. Like I am a friend to you. I go out of my way for you. I do everything for you. I put myself in situations for you that are dangerous for me to help you, and then you treat me like shit, and then you try and turn it around and try and say that I'm like having some kind of like orgasmic pleasure about like making her now feel shit. She feels shit. I don't care. Why should I care? Especially after everything she's just said. Why should the fuck I care? Because I don't get that part. Like, she didn't at one point during the whole thing at least even say, I'm sorry that I fucked up so badly. Like, I'm a human being, I fucked up. Like, we're fragile creatures. One knock here, one knock there, and you can become a super genius or a super fucking retard. And one thing, wrong, can make a whole life fucked. I'm sorry I fucked up would have been enough for me, but it wasn't. It was just constantly trying to defend her position, constantly trying to make out like, you know, she's the victim and I'm the fucking bad guy for taking pleasure over making her feel shit. She hasn't even been in my life. And what I've been through in the past fucking 8 months, I don't need people like this in my life. I don't need extra fucking headache like this. I've got proper headache as it is. And I don't need a fucking idiot like this in my life. And I've had other altercations where everybody's just trying to, it just seems like everybody's trying to make me like put more heart into a situation I've put enough of my heart into already, and there's no, you're not getting any more. Like, I gave these people, like the people who have fucked me, I gave these people a lot of my heart. I gave them a lot of who I was, because I genuinely loved them. And then she has the audacity to say, oh, was it real? You know, was it real between us? Oh, I thought it was real. You know, it was real for me, because I felt it at every stage, at every step. Yeah? So that, I don't know how fucking more real it can be. And I'm not gonna give any more. I just absolutely fucking don't need to. Absolutely not. And I just can't be bothered. And waking up to this shit as well, it's sort of, it's one of these things where it's like, I don't have a happy message in the morning like, oh hi, I love you, miss you, really wish I was here with you today, you know, why don't you come to the pub for a drink, we're all chilling out. None of that, just shit. That's it. And that's why I say to people like this, you've got shit where your heart is supposed to be. And I'm not mincing my words here, because that's true. Because at the end of the day, yeah, someone calls you up and be like, oh hi, how are you? Now I've got a couple of people who call me and they're like the same kind of rubbish, where it's all about them. All they talk about is oh blah 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 blah, and fucking trying to make themselves out to be like, you know, more than they are and stuff like this. But they're nice people, and they kind of take their time out to sort of say, oh, you're right, Nat, how are you doing? How's life for you? Like, what have you been up to today? Like, and give me a text and give me a call. Like, are you right? How you doing? do you want to come to the pub for a drink? That would be nice. But no, I don't have that. I've got like this shit, this bollocks. That's rubbish. That's no way to fucking live. That's not a fucking life to live, is it? That's rubbish. That's proper pointless. And yeah, that's a 25-minute video rant about narcissism, and basically, like, in general, just like I'm saying, like, just me. Like, don't accept people like that. You don't have to become this kind of like stone wall of greyness, like, I shall not even move a muscle. I shall just sit here like this. You don't have to do that. You can still have emotion and stuff like that about things, but like, and it's fine, you know. Just, you know, your energy exudes. You don't have to build a wall in your mind against these people. You just have to kind of remove them and just move on, you know. And the scars, the mental scars and stuff like that, they don't go away. So she can't and it's like, you can't just put a plaster on it and everything's gonna be fine, you know. So basically that's it. I've kind of lost my train of thought now. I was thinking about other things. I was thinking about the depression of my life weighing down on me, and instead of having like, yeah, you know, instead of just like having a happy, and then I'm reminded of when I was a kid. That's what I mean, like mental scars, man. Like when people at the time I thought were my friends and like were being nice to me, but they weren't. They were just kind of setting me up to sort of like dig the knife in later. And it's horrible when you think that that's how people acted towards you, when you put your heart on the line, and you say, look, you know, I may not be perfect. I know I'm not perfect, like, but I have this love. I have love to give, like, and it would be nice to feel some love back. And I haven't felt that love back. That's what I mean. And after a while, you just start to realise that's the case with narcissism. It's like pouring water into a cup with a hole in the bottom. When you go to drink from it, there's nothing there. There's nothing there for you. You give them all of your stuff to them, and they don't give anything back to you at all. Nothing. So, yeah, basically, you know, those are the kinds of people who I just consider to be parasites. You know? Because they don't give anything back. You know, I do have a dog, because where my friends were supposed to be, they let me down. You know, where my friends were supposed to be there, they let me down. So, you know, and then now everyone's an adult, so that's it. There's no more, you know, as far as they're concerned, all they care about is their little flesh party now. So that's it. And it's like, I'm not involved in that either. So it's just one way or the other. With regards to narcissism, they will, you know, they'll isolate you, like physically, emotionally, spiritually, psychically, intellectually. They just want you boxed in. They want you trapped in a perfect circle, and then they'll watch you just rot and wither away. And at no point during the whole thing would it have ever been a hard thing to do to be the same kind of like people to me as they are to each other. But that wasn't apparently something that they were capable of being able to do. Like, hugs? What's a hug? I don't know. I can't remember the last time, you know. Oh, that's funny song. Oh, the meme song. Last time I had a hug, I was 17. I got no friends. La 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 la. Oh, I love that. I love that meme. That meme's tops. It's the toppest meme of all time. Top keck. So yeah, basically that's it. That's it. The end of my 30-minute now long rant. Okay, so I shall see you all another day. I'm sorry about all the ranting and stuff like that, but I had to get it out. It just pissed me off. I blocked her, and the thing is, she's quite an actually like. If I wanted to be a narcissist, I would have just gone, I know, yes, of course, and strung her along and stuff like that. And I know that she's got quite a bit of money behind her. And I could have gone gold digging, couldn't I? Could have gone gold digging, but you know, I just wanted her friendship. I just wanted to be friends. She treated me like shit. So yeah, I blocked her, and I don't need that stress. I mean, who does? And neither do you, my lovelies, my lovely little babies out there. Be happy, don't worry, be happy. Always remember, happy day. Always remember, happy day. Unfortunately, when you've got no happy days to remember, it's all about trying to like falsify memories in your head and just be like, okay, I have no happy days to remember. I'll just create some. I'm Pickle Rick. I'm Pickle Rick. So yeah, okay, all right, bye, bye, mwah, mwah.